Hi everyone, welcome back to Jamaitians. To all of you who have been following from the beginning, which hasn't been that long, honestly, but welcome back to any new viewers, new subscribers. Welcome. Um, so today, actually, we're going to be discussing just the differences between renting here in Tanzania and the United States, and just giving you some tips along the way and just things that's been happening with us as well, and just the different procedures. But first and foremost, I do want to just give you guys a brief chit chat on the coronavirus and everything that's going on right now. This channel is not really going to be about, anything that's going to bring you guys down. You know what I mean? But however, we do want to discuss just what's been going on right now. I am in the comfort of my bedroom. Just so you guys know, the time is taken away for Jamaican number 4, well, in the kids' realm, to come on out. But so I'm just resting until I have to get up and actually get out. However, so as of right now, you guys, like, we haven't heard much. We've heard of a couple of instances here in Tanzania, and they are recovered. And as far as on the streets right now, there's some people wearing, the mask and makeshift mask, what have you. Obviously, during any time of great panic around the world, there's going to be spurts of panic just throughout, but honestly, there's not much of anything that's really going on around here. They have been, actually, our kids did get sent home. We brought them to school. Mr. Gordon brought them to school this is the second day. So 2 days ago, he brought them to school, and they actually got sent back. The message to our phones was a little delayed. That school was canceled. But yeah. So, and that's just, per government issued, and just, just to be on the safe side. But and there was another instance, you guys, where Mr. Gordon called me and he was like, "Oh, they found somebody, and he believes that they're at our hospital, where we're gonna be delivering." But like I tell you guys, do your due diligence, do your research. Called up my doctor, to verify, and that was not the case at all. And actually, the few instances of people that have been diagnosed or seem to be ill or whatnot, they're in different hospitals, and they're being taken care of. We're hearing of people being getting well. And so anyway, my whole thing about it is, you don't want to, we all know stress kills you guys, like, you don't want to open up yourself to that, whether this thing is man-made, whether it's, something that's coming from the universe, whatever it is, whatever it may be. You don't want to attract that kind of, that kind of negativity into your life. You don't want to attract that. You don't want to, bring it on yourself and on your family. And just take your necessary precautions and don't stress. Don't open up yourself to that. Do what you gotta do and be about your business. But anyway, onward and forward to coming out here, renting a space, and all that good stuff. Okay, I took some good notes for you guys, so let's see. Okay, guys, so when it comes to renting, okay, I did show you guys a video of the home that we rented out. If you haven't seen it, I'll definitely put that in the description below or attach it somewhere as well. the difference in between U.S. and Tanzania. Over here, your credit is not an issue. I know like in the U.S. there's different, that's one of the main issues. You definitely have to have good credit or what have you. That's a non-factor over here. So that's a positive for many of us. You usually pick up the Dalali. Now, Dalali is more like the realtor type guy who takes you around the different locations and things like that. However, over here, you usually have to pick them up or meet them somewhere, and then they get in your car, then you drive off or whatever. Whereas I know in the States, pretty much they come and you go in their vehicle and whatnot, you know. But it is what it is. What else? Homes. Homes, more likely than not, you guys, they're not going to be staged for your appeal. They're not going to be, all dolled up for you to be like, ooh, okay, I can picture what you can do with it. They're going to come, if they haven't been used in months, years, whatever, that's just how they're going to be. They're not going to showcase the homes for you. You have to use your own imagination and then just keep notes on what you don't like, what you like, and then write them down. So when it's time to actually negotiate or whatnot, you know what you need to say and what you want to be done in the home. Okay. Negotiations on price. That's another positive as well. There's always room for negotiations on the price. Now, and it's expected. It's definitely expected for negotiations to happen. Speaking of price, you pay in at least 6 months increments. 6 months, a year, 3 years. There's not really like month to month. I mean, those are Airbnb type situations. But if you're going to be getting like a home or something of that effect, it's definitely like you're going to be doing a 6 month or higher. And the thing too, I know for us and many people, from what I hear, the longer period you take on your negotiations, for like if it's doing like a year or 3 years, definitely 3 years, the price negotiation is even better for you. Okay. So now this is gonna the next few ones now. That was pretty much, the U.S. versus Tanzania. So now we're gonna go to like the typical process, which was pretty much like our process. Now, the first step, okay, is you basically a friend leads you to a Dalali. Okay, a friend leads you to the Dalali, which is like the realtor, like we discussed, and then the Dalali leads you to like potential homes and potential lands or potential, things of that nature. Now, a side note on the Dalalis, they like to keep the owner's information private. And that's not to, help out the owner and keep things, what's the word I'm looking for? To keep things confidential, what have you. That's just so that they can make sure they get their cut. But that's just how things are around here. Okay? Because if you cut them out and go straight to the owner, then they don't get their portion of it. So the friend leads to the Dalali leads to potential homes, and then the potential homes, if you find one you are thinking about owning or renting or whatnot, that leads to you meeting the owner or getting the owner's information, okay, which leads to negotiations, okay, and on price, and that's where the 6 month, a year, 3 years, all that comes into play. Okay. And you really have to do your due diligence, you guys, because some homes, they may look like, ugh, but after it's all fixed up and everything is perfect for you, your family. But some homes, they already come looking pristine, and there's things you know, just like anywhere, there's things you don't know about that home until you know. There was actually one home that we did see that was really cute and sufficient, but come to find out, the drainage, like when it rains, you got a pool in the home, like a pool, and that's something that we wouldn't have known had we got the inside scoop. Okay, what else? So now you're at negotiations on price, and depending on the price, you guys, that may bring the Delali's pay up or down as well. Okay, keep that in mind, because the Delalis, they usually get paid out of your pocket. They usually get paid a month's rent. Okay, so let's say 6,000 T shillings is the price that you're paying for the home. They're gonna get the 1 month equivalent of that. Okay. Um, yeah. So along with negotiations, you want to discuss your what needs fixing, who pays the gardener if there's a garden, who's all those things, trash pickup if there's trash pickup, if not, what does the neighborhood usually do, what does the village usually do, just because you don't know, so you want to find out those things. And usually the friend that introduced you to Delali, he goes around with you, and if you ask, especially if you're new around here, the area, they might know the situation as well. Okay, so you definitely want to know and do what the kind of questions to ask, and those things are very important. Trash pickups, or do they burn it somewhere? The gardener situation, if there is one. Um, Things that definitely need fixing, you know, things you may not be able to live with or without, like mesh in the windows, things you don't really would think about if you were in the States. Mesh in the windows. What else? The amount of toilets you have compared to the amount of squatter toilets you have. Does that bother you? Just different things of that nature. Okay. And all those things, when you negotiate them, they obviously, you know, determine help with the pricing and all that stuff as well. So, oh yes, and you also want to discuss any rules that they may have. Some owners, they may not want you to be able to rent out. Like if you have multiple rooms, they may not want you to rent out to anybody else, which is similar in the States in some ways. They never want you to be able to rent out your home or whatnot, depending on the situation. Maybe if it's your home, it's your home, but you know. But some owners are cool with that, especially if you have, like, let's say like a if you have a servant's quarters that can be used for renting out, like do like a little side Airbnb to, help with your rent. Okay, so now we're at negotiations, and after negotiations, this leads to the contract. Okay, and signing the contract. And what you'll need for signing the contract is a passport, which is what we needed: passport, your down payment, whatever increments it is, if it's a 6 months minimum, 1 year, 3 years, the Delali's pay, which for the most part you can always pay them like right after you're done with dealing with the owner, but whatever and be sure to negotiate his E2. After you're done with the owner, make sure, regardless whatever the price you pay for, you know, the owner, whatever the payment is, you also want to negotiate that with, you also want to negotiate the Dalali's pay, you know, negotiate, expected. Okay. And okay, so after that, now the owners they usually start fixing up the location right away. Also, depending on when you plan to move in, they always say they're gonna be done in a week, you guys. Just so you know, like, oh no, we're gonna get everybody out at the same time to come fix this, fix that, fix that. You know, over here is just, you know, pretty much relaxed. So, you know, just give ample, if it's depending on how much work it needs to be done, give ample time to get things going and get things done for you to start moving in. What else? And yeah, so and then you receive a copy of the contract and you prep to move in, you know, and hopefully everything works out. If you do like the 6 month and you see after 6 months everything is cool and then you want to continue staying there, then you know you either depending on what you guys work out, either you pay every 3 months after that, or you do a whole other 6 months, what have you. You know, but that's the procedure, you guys, and I hope this helps. I hope that, you know, you're able to come out here with a little bit more understanding of the process. So yeah, definitely come out here, you guys. Come out here and visit. Come out here and see what it's about, and get your renters on, get your moving on. You know, but I'd like to end this video. Thanks for watching. Again, be safe out there, take necessary precautions, but don't stress yourself out to the point of sickness or illness, okay? And since you're pretty much quarantined, share these videos and binge watch, okay? And enjoy your family, enjoy your time together, okay? Thanks for watching, you guys. Bye.